Okay, and boom, good. Hello, everybody. Today is going to be hopefully a longer stream unless our power gets cut off, because there's apparently crazy amount of wind in LA. The first one we're looking for is a data scientist. So these are probably going to be correct. Let's see, numpy that. These are AI stuff, I think. These, the panda, numpy, and blah blah blah. But how are you all doing today? So hopefully I'm going to be going a longer time. That is why I have drunken an unholy amount of tea with this cute, adorable cat mug that my girlfriend has. She has so many mugs. Let's see. Familiar with big data, Hadoop, Spark, being able to commute. Downtown Miami. I wonder how that drive is. Probably not very good. Pyro, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Skitlearn. They have this twice, so I'm just going to put this over here. Yeah, and also, again, hopefully my power won't go out. So, because that would be awkward. Let's see. Panda, NumPy, data scientist, roll fast-paced, statistical. There we go. Big data, prompt work independently, as well as the team. I don't like this one. I don't like when companies use this bullet point particularly. So, can't wait till you review mine, but I'm not sure when. When would you typically review it with 2 weeks? It depends. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Normally I start this stream at 3 p.m. and go to about 5 or 6. But I am not going to be here tomorrow because I have a early morning doctor's appointment. So I am trying to do a very long stream today where I get through as many as I can. When did you submit it? What date? I can find which batch you would be in. So that is a good way. Also, welcome Harry Sue. Is it Sue? Terrible with names, and I don't like mispronouncing them, which is pretty tough because as a recruiter, there are a lot of names, and I mispronounce them all. So I try. I'm just not good at it. Let's see. Data scientist, SQL, last Friday. Okay, so that was the... What the heck, did brain? That was the 3rd. So if you submitted on the 3rd, it's gonna be a bit. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it today. I'm looking because right now I'm getting stuff that was submitted on the 1st. So maybe I can get through it today. I'm not sure. Hopefully I can. Again, I'm gonna try to go longer, but you know, I've already posted up videos till the end of the beginning of next week. So, but I think yours is towards the later one. A/B testing, BI tools. Okay, there we go. BI. Let's see, and then let's look else. It's been a bit since I did a data science. I have hired for this before, but again, it's been a bit. It's been a bit, essentially, so I definitely do not know this one by heart. Cloud, ETL, Git, ML, Python, SQL. Everyone wants a SQL. SQL is very much needed. ETL, communication, project planning, e-commerce, or fintech, data mining, data cleansing. Okay, so... Gosh, they're gonna need a lot of these, especially in tech. It's very keyword heavy on the resume. Like management is very qualification based. So AI, and I think this is. Gosh, can I fit this over here? But I think this is critical, which is ability to communicate complex bonding to non-technical stakeholders. That is very important in these kinds of things. And I think I'm going to look at one more just to confirm my list. Easy apply. Yes. These are completely different. Python, Azure, but it is still mostly the same. Weirdly enough, no SQL, no Excel. I actually thought more would have Excel. Let me look to see if any of them do have Excel. Yeah, about a fifth of them do, but not as much. Actually, does this even have Excel? I don't think it does. Let's see. Shocking, it doesn't. Normally, I would expect them to have Excel. This is why I do this beforehand. Hi, Mouse Badgers. It might be too general question, but are photos and resume encouraged or discouraged? Discouraged, in the United States at least. I don't know other countries' recruiting meta. Yeah, don't do your photo. They can... It opens up to discrimination on you. I don't think it's ever helped somebody, unless, like, it's a model job, but I don't think you're making a resume for a model job, and I've not done any models. So, I don't know how modeling would work. I actually know somebody that does do modeling, but yeah. This is my resume. I can't put Excel because they haven't used it. Well, you know what? For once, doesn't require Excel. I haven't found it yet. So if this is your resume, you're good. You're actually good. At least on the Excel part. So normally I would expect it to be Excel, but it doesn't. It didn't have it. So that's why I double check. I don't even trust myself. So I think this is good enough, and I can begin this resume. This is 461. All right. I am reviewing a data scientist resume, and if you like these types of videos, please like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell. It really helps me out. Very much does. This person has applied for 4 jobs and gotten 2 interviews, which is not enough of a sample size, but it is solid. So this format immediately doesn't look like something I would normally like, but again, you know, maybe what they're applying for in their specific area this is. But what I would be looking for in a data scientist position would be Python, R, or SQL. Those are going to be the biggest ones. Python or R, probably both. R was in some of them, but not all of them. And very much so SQL. SQL was in basically everyone. Then you're going to be wanting about Pandas or NumPy or Skitlearn or TensorFlow or PyTorch. I hate IT names. Hadoop, Spark, querying, data mining, data cleansing. This is the part where they actually need data cleansing. Anything with these BI tools, so maybe like Tableau, although I didn't see a lot of it, but I guess it could be one of those. Omnimode, Hex, Looker. Cloud is important. If you've done cloud, do cloud. ETL, Git, anything with AI. And for a qualification that is not a keyword, is the ability to communicate complex findings to non-technical stakeholders. So, that was a mouthful, and let's see if we can find it. This should be in 2 lines. You don't need it in 4. You know, I haven't recruited for a job in a while that required a patent, but this would be fine. Because this could very much help, you know, again, the recruiter wouldn't know, but the manager would like that, I believe. So, work experience, 4-person startup, founding technical lead. I wouldn't put founding maybe, but developing electronic stethoscopes and computer vision to use at home, that's fine. Full stack development, wrote and deployed Flask, SQL, and backend in AWS. So this is actually a very... I don't think you need... Okay, so this is written weirdly. I think this is just a formatting issue. You should just put... like, combine these. But AWS SQL is good. Computer vision, I believe, was one I saw. So that was solid. This should be 1 sentence. Machine learning, good. ML. So this is actually, here's the thing. I don't like formatting, but if you have to choose between having good bullet points and formatting, do good bullet points. And I think this is the case where I don't like the formatting, but their bullet points are very good because it shows that you have AI/machine learning. You've done SQL, you've done AWS, audio processing, maintaining, testing on my controllers, browsers, and then they can move to the next one. Askew, crowd, okay, created and led a library icon, deep learning, Python, and then it gets a little murky. I don't see anything I'd like. Develop C is fine. So yeah, I could see that because you have a couple of the main ones, right? The very first, you have SQL, you have AWS, and you have full stack, which is usually Python, but I don't know if they're always going to know that. And you have computer vision, which was, I believe, one of them, and machine learning, which is AI. So I think you can improve these bullet points and improve the formatting, but you're definitely on the right track. So yeah, I think this is mostly more of a formatting issue than anything, and I'd like a little bit more of these bullet points, specifically explaining to non-technical stakeholders, and maybe something that just says Python, because I know it's probably done in the full stack, but just in case the recruiter doesn't know that. But overall, I think you have the right idea. You just need, I think, a little bit more so that you can start applying to jobs in volume. And like I said, I don't like the formatting. The formatting is hurting you, but if a recruiter actually gets to your bullet points, which I think they might, you stand a pretty good shot because, again, you have SQL, AWS, machine learning, and a couple, which is immediately 4 of the main ones that they would be looking for. So overall, it's solid. I could see you maybe moving forward in a lot of positions, but I want to up your chances. So please do those changes, resubmit, but let's go to the next one. So, is this your resume, Hegrier HG? Is this your resume? Again, I don't think it's bad. I think you have I think it's just more of a formatting issue for this if it is your resume. But I can definitely see this getting, interviews. Shows where my brain's at. All right. Thanks. Every feedback that the formatting is cursed. Yeah, the formatting is cursed, but I think you're on the right idea. You really want... So, here's the problem I have with this is I think this is good to have because the manager might like it, but you want to make sure it's formatted differently. So, I would very much... Let me make sure that I wrote this down. So, this was 461. 461... So give me a second and I'll go to this one. This is... Brain is not working today. I got no sleep. I got mid-sleep. I was just woken up early for the doctor confirming I was coming tomorrow, which was grumbly. Alright, so that's good. That's done. So here's how I think I would rewrite this. Let's see, templates. Let's go to my templates on my website because you can't use it directly because, again, it's kind of a little different, but it's just the necessity of what you're doing. So headlessheadhunter.org. I should really hotkey my own template. Cool. Can't even go to my own thing. All right, there we go. Staffing and resume template. This is how I would redo this. So... I would keep your here do this formatting, right? So from the very first part, copy paste this, do this. This is 14-point font, bolded. This is 12.5, and everything else is 10.5. Then for educations and certs, write it like this. Make sure it's 2 lines. This is, I think you could fit this in 2 lines. Then for patents and publications, I would say put it below here because I think that can be important. And maybe like most people do, God, I hate saying this, put it into 2 columns real quick. So you have like 3 or 5, basically fit it into like 2 or 3 lines max. Then write your actual, format this like this. Okay? So this is how I want you to format the rest of it. The fact that you have this is a little odd, but it's not bad because it gives the manager something to talk about. I don't think the recruiter is going to very much know any of that, but you don't want to bloat this too much because by the time they come here, they're going to see a lot of bolding, and this is a very keyword heavy. Tech needs to be very keyword heavy, and when you overdo it with a lot of stuff, it's easy to miss the important stuff. I would like to see a little bit more of the keywords, and primarily, I'm going to put the more important ones. Don't bold them in your resume, but these are sort of the more important ones. So yeah, you want focus more on these, have a little bit with Python, but overall, I think you have the right idea, and I don't think you need to really change too much. So yeah, this is what I'd like you to do. Just go to the website and, use that thing. But I think you're in a good start for the new year, because you want to get a lot of, jobs, opportunities. So that would be what I recommend. Is there anything you are confused about that before I move on to the next resume? But overall, right idea. So I like the gumption. to see. Okay, let me put this over here. All right. Been AFK for a while. Not sure if you read mine. Maybe it's already. It might be. When did you submit it? Also, here, Teddy, let me. If you want, I can see where it is. So send your email through here that you applied with. So specifically there, do not put it into the main chat. I don't want you to dox yourself, but that is why I have people send the email, is so that I can track where it is and when it's going to get uploaded. So, oh God, I always have twitches. I have like sporadic twitches I have to do. I don't know why. Some OCD stuff. All right, that one's good. I just whispered you on Twitch, so don't make sure that it should be this one. hopefully that is you see that. Just make sure not to send your email through the whole thing, but the little thing that I like real quick. So I don't want you to dox yourself. Or you can tell me what day you posted and I can look there. Right now I'm doing stuff. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, let me find this. Okay, I don't know if I've done it yet. Let's put this over here. All right, it is 12/11, 12/19. Yes, it was in episode. If you submitted on the 19th of December, it is in episode 37 on my YouTube. If you did it again, which you might have, because I had to redo my thing. Let me check the other one. Let's see if you did it in this one. No, yeah, I think it is in episode 37. Hopefully that is the one. So, which I think you were the first in episode 37. So, yeah, then it would be the episode 37. And then let me copy something randomly so I don't accidentally give your email. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's good. This is the old one. So we did this, 461. Now we are going to another software engineer. But yeah, after like 8, I've upped how we do this. I just don't want people to lose what they already had. Okay, and why did I do that? Should not be bolded. And I'll answer your question in a second, HG. All right. The Amazon internship went pretty bad. Is there any way to trade off in the resume explaining the gap versus how the internship? Where is the I don't even know where. Oh, here. That's fine. I don't know if you. Gosh, it depends. I mean, if you think they're gonna do a like, what do you mean by bad? Let me say that. Also, I am now looking at the time areas. These are weird. You want to make sure it makes chronological sense. So, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing here that I really need. But admittedly, Amazon is really, it's a hot company. You want to put it on your resume. So, but if you think you're going to get rejected based on a background check for it, then leave it off. But this is a little confusing, which is you went from October 21st to current, and then in addition this to current. Well, both of them are full-time. You can just put part-time because it's kind of, yeah. So that's, it really depends on what you want with this. Amazon is good, but if you think they call it Amazon and they're not eligible for reemployment, then no, don't put that on there. So we've got a software engineer next, which again, they never tell me what they are. Let's see. I need more tea. All right. Is there anything? It wasn't a question of calling. I just didn't finish. It's. I don't know how to answer that because I don't know how bad it went. If you think you are comfortable talking about it in the interview, I would keep it. If you are not comfortable talking about it in the interview, don't keep it. Which I think is sort of overarching advice is if you can talk about it in an interview, make sure it's on your resume. If there is something on your resume that you are not comfortable talking about, probably don't want to put it on there. So if they're like, oh, you interviewed at Amazon, and they go, what was it? And then you're like, oh, I got kicked out, then no. But if you're like, yeah, you know, so if you're comfortable talking about it, that is the key. The key word. Aha. All right, this person did 60-1, which isn't bad, truthfully. All right, let's move this to make this legible. I think that's good. See, I got to start like this so that I could do a good pose for the still I have. This is a software engineer. What kind? Don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to find out. They've applied to 60 jobs and got 1 interview, which isn't terrible, especially because December, when they've probably applied, is a tough time to apply. So your averages are going to be down, or I guess up, whatever you want to qualify that as. And 50-1 for a software engineer in this market isn't terrible. I think you could do a little bit better, but it's not terrible. So let's see if I can find out what kind of software engineer they are. All right, based on this, I have no idea. You listed everything. Libraries, React. Okay, these are at least going to be what I'm going to be looking for. Fine. Intern, flashed OS images into Drive, creates accurate reinforcement in line data. This is fine. This... Okay, but there, see, this is why this doesn't work as a brag, and I see this a lot, is decrease time by X. Cool. Like, I don't know how much X is. I need you to tell me why that's important. I don't know. I also wouldn't be looking for any of this, but you can have it as a description. Then redesign ASP.NET. So C, raise for volume 30%. C app performance according to Guru Lighthouse. I mean, I don't. Yeah, okay. API ASP.NET. So React. Okay, so you've got some of the keywords here. I'm assuming you're a backend .NET developer. Maybe. Because you have a lot of keywords that I've been looking for, which is React, microservices, ASP.NET, and API, which is some of them. Then we do, so I'm assuming you are that, which is a good start at least. Led the engineering team to improve flight. So here's where I always get weirded out, right? Like, so this makes sense that you've had this for a little bit. This was a senior software engineer intern? And you were a technical project lead as an intern? That's weird. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if they're like, hey, we need an intern to lead up our entire project. So how did you lead the engineering team as an intern? Is this because you were in a master's? No, you're still in. This is weird. I don't know what your actual title is. I don't know if that was your title, but that would raise flags to people. Companies React app, scale the company's operation hundreds of users, and cut internal processing time. Again, there's so many percentages. Like, so you can have percentages, but you need to use them sparingly. And I am seeing some of stuff that I would like. I see .NET, I see ASP, I see API, I see React, which is solid. But I'm also missing maybe more. If you had SQL, any type would be good. If you have... wow, blanked on it right now. Good job, Lee. If you have any kind of cloud, I need that. Yeah, and here you have JS. So these don't count. These need to be in here. That's the only thing I can say, and those are kind of the biggest things. Is I see some of what I want, and this title is raising weird flags. Maybe you truly were a software engineer intern and technical project lead, but that seems like you're inflating your job title for what you didn't do. Maybe I'm incorrect, but you're gonna have to explain that one in here at least. So there's also too many percentages to the point where it doesn't matter. Like a fine sentence, right, is gonna be used Python, AWS, and I don't know, SQL to build our front end, back end of our company's main web page. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I'm not a coder. I've just hired them. Well, got them through interviews and stuff, but that is a fine sentence. Not everything needs to be a brag. So I could see moving you forward for some positions, I think, but the market is highly competitive, so I think you should make some of those changes. So this can pass some job descriptions, I think, based on how you wrote this, but you can do more to lower the amount you need to apply to. So let's move on to the next. Debated whether included. I resubmitted a while ago. Okay, I'll take a look. Wasn't a question of calling, just didn't fit it. Okay, got it. like this is weird, right? Like this is not just me. This is a senior software engineer, intern, and technical project lead. That doesn't make sense as a thing. Definitely will rebuild. Okay, perfect. Good. Does this make sense to anybody? Like, I'm not crazy, right? This doesn't make sense. Senior software engineer, intern, and technical product lead. Like, what? I don't understand that. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's not just me, because there's stuff where I'm like, maybe I'm just not enough as adept into the coding that would make sense, but I was like, I've never seen anything like that, and that was picking up warning bells of like someone trying to inflate their title. So that was 46-2. Which don't inflate your title. I hate that advice. You can, in fact, change your title. That is fine, but you should change it to something that makes more sense. It's like, because a lot of coding places will call you, like, technical software development expert, and that doesn't mean anything when they're really just, like, a software engineer, which is also why I'm not a huge fan of, like, the number 1, 2, and 3 in a title, is because that's more of an internal one, and externally, one company's software engineer 2 could be another software engineer 7 or something, which I don't think I don't think I've seen any go up there, but like lead, junior, and developer makes sense, but like, yeah, so that's what I would recommend. I took your resume heavy and produced that. Good. It now is about the time, so I hope it's gonna work well for you, because again, I forgot what anybody's resume is after. Once it's gone, it is gone from my mind. It is just vanished. So, oh my gosh, why does my nose always itch? It's nowhere else. I apply the same amount of lotion, and it's always like right under my nose, and I hate it. Why the itch there? Why the itch there? Okay, that was good. Then we have 463. Which this is an accountant, this is Clem. Yeah, this is gonna be good. I know this is gonna be good. Let's see, resumes, 4-6. Clem. Let's see, do I have the accounting off the top of my head? I don't think I do, but I should still do this. Alright, accountant. This is senior accountant, I think they are. Senior accountant. Okay, where is this? What are we looking for in a senior accountant? Let's see, Microsoft. Okay, that was weird. I guess verbal.net. This is, if you're a senior accountant, you're gonna make it make sense. Gap. Ramp preferred. Do they have Excel? Yeah, there it is. Multitask, team player, keyboard ramp, sales tax, problem solving, ability to execute, CPA. Here it is. CPA. What else? We're gonna have an ad, so I'll do this after that. Where did Bear go? He left me. My dog left me. Understanding. Staff accountant, senior accountant. This is probably good. Yeah, I mean, this is... Solid. Okay, cool. I will be right back. We have an ad, and then I have to let the dog out real quick and refill my own tea. So I will be right back after this really quickly. Maybe get a snack. I don't know. And then I'll do the next resume. Bear, you need to go outside, buddy? Yeah. All right. I have chips, so give me a second. All right. I forgot what I was doing. This one. So let's begin. This is a resume of a viewer, Clem. Clem is a senior accountant. They have applied to 60 jobs and gotten 10 interviews, which doesn't shock me. As a senior accountant, it is a hot market. If you are an accountant, sorry, let me adjust here. If you are an accountant, you've got it made right now, especially if you have a couple of years experience. So normally, recruiters only get like 15 seconds to look at resumes. They can probably spare a minute or two because there's not a lot of people applying for these types of positions. So what we're going to be looking for is a pulse. That is the first thing. And Excel, MS Software, Word, PowerPoint, NetSuite, Gap, CPA, and cross-functional teams and effective communication. So, manage the month end-to-end close, including balance sheets, reconciliation accruals, tangible assets, financial reporting package, journals. Okay, perfect. Shows what we do. Variance and analysis, which is something I forgot on financial statements. Perfect. Review the coding. Okay, this tells me what it does. And boom, here we go. NetSuite, one of them. Own the audited tax schedule, printing documentation, surrounding clear. Okay, again, okay. NetSuite over here. Month to close. This is fine. Timesheets, oversaw, revenue. We have a ton of that. And Gap. So now we have NetSuite and Gap. Here we have Excel, Google Suites, which is fine. And do we have CPA? CPA is right here. CPA is right here. So yeah, that has everything I need. And normally if I had like 5 seconds, 15, I think I could maybe even find that. But you get like 2 minutes as a senior accountant in this market. So yeah, I can see why they're doing this. This has enough to get past the recruiter, and the hiring manager is going to love all this stuff. They're going to ask a lot of very good questions. So I really do like it. If there was any bugbear I could have, it's that I think maybe Excel and stuff should be a little higher up, and NetSuite should be a little higher up, along with the Gap. But beyond that, that's basically it. This is still going to definitely get interviews. So, and the formatting's easy to read, so we don't waste a lot of times. You know they're a CPA because it's right here. So, boom, bam, perfection. So, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Why do I always click the wrong? Let's move this over here. There we go. Let's see, that is 46.3. I am really excited to see the comments under the one where they called themselves a technical project lead intern. Like that one, I'm very curious of what they're going to say in the comments, because that's bizarre to me. All right, we have a back-end engineer. More back-end. Let me just say, make sure the music's on for y'all. Okay, good. Senior accountants. Okay, back-end. Brain immediately stopped working. Back-end engineer for nothing. I just do back-end. Okay. Well, let's just do this one. I have no idea what else is in it. All right, that's good. That's good. This resume is of a back-end engineer. What kind? I don't know. Maybe Python, maybe Java, maybe C, maybe Q. I don't know, but hopefully we're going to be able to find out. So, dedicated back to a speed scale, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you have the right keywords here, but summaries don't really matter. Really, one of the only times you want a summary for a IC role, which is individual contributor, basically non-management role. Management resumes are a little bit different, but you only really want a summary if there's something critically wrong with your resume and you don't see it off the go. Like if you were going from software engineering to turbine farming, you have to have a summary that says, you know, looking to get back into turbine coding from software engineer or something. That's just an example. But this person has applied to 20 jobs and not gotten any responses back, which is not enough of a sample size. Let's see. They have Python, Java, C, C. Okay, cool. You just said everything. Managers don't like it when you say Java, Python, C#. Like, this is all of them. I know there's probably some others, but like they really, really don't like it when you list everything. So all of this can safely get deleted. I believe so. So then we have to scroll all the way down here because the resume can technically start. This doesn't need to be bolded at all. Let's look at this. Implemented tools for database scheduled backup and backup transfer with I don't know what SFTP is. Develop server storage, design and implement. REST is solid, that is one. And Java is one, along with microservices and architecture. And this is why this resume is going to be hard to get anything, is because I have to go all the way down here to get the very first thing I actually need to see, which is Java, REST, and microservice architecture. Develop REST APIs, middleware, and routing in C. This is perfect. To solid principles, don't know what that is, and SQL. This is, again, a solid one. But I don't know if a recruiter is going to go all the way down here to get what they need. And then see, that is interest is migrated to SQL REST API. Okay, yeah. So your formatting is off, but your bullet points are actually okay. The problem is this formatting is going to make a recruiter lose interest immediately before they're able to actually move forward. I want you to look at the actual languages you're going for, which I think is C or Java, and then look at the jobs, because REST API is one, SQL is one, and then build the rest of this with those keywords, because especially software engineering and tech in general is a keyword heavy type of resume more so than a qualification one. And your formatting is off because you need at least 3 bullet points with each job and internship. That's how you want to do that. And I don't see enough. If software engineering was as competitive as it was in 2017, I may have been able to move you forward, but not in 2025. So not when this video is made, as I absolutely need more. There's no way a manager would maybe be okay with some of this, but they really, really do like to know what kind of language you use. So that is all I can do on this one. I'm in this current market. I'd have to pass on this resume. And if y'all like it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you all on the next video. Crimson Viper, question, answer. If a person does gig work, should they include that in their resume if it's not relevant? They probably shouldn't include it. Hi, Bear, what do you see? Are you staring at your own shadow? Okay. Brain stopped. Yeah, so the only reason you would want to include a thing that doesn't have the right skills is for this is like the dates to show you've been employed for a while. But depending on what type you're doing, Crimson Viper, probably not DoorDash and Uber. I don't think there are any cross-functional skills. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Let's see. Last Friday. If you submitted it last Friday, Harry, that was the 3rd. There is a chance I'm going to get to it today. I don't know. So, if you, Harry, Zoo, I think it's Zoo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Again, not good with pronunciation, but I want to try to get it right. So, Harry, I think it's going to be, I'm going to try to get it done today. That's why I'm doing a longer stream. So, but I'm not going to make a promise that I can. So, 46.4. 46.4. Okay, good. Nope. Do not do this, Lee. You botched that. There we go. Okay, cool. So that is done. We are on 47, which is, again, another software engineer, which does not shock me. I have also noticed if I have software engineer in my title on my YouTube, I get like 1,000 people commenting, so that works for me. Although I would like some, like, I guess, customer service type roles, because that's just to broaden it. But I will say software engineering is, again, very much in my wheelhouse, although not cyber, not done cyber. But I really think like software, like tech in general and IT is like a huge ocean. And I've met others in tech and IT that don't know all the stuff of tech and IT. So I don't really ever feel bad about not knowing something. Which, again, you shouldn't. A real thing, especially in like STEM jobs, is if you don't know it, how will you find the answer? Which you can definitely get jobs based on how you answer that question. Is I do not know, but here's how I would find out. Now, you can't do that for every question, but if you do it for one or two, you truly don't know, but know how to find it, they will like that. Okay, let's see. Did this person, hopefully they didn't do anything about doxing. Okay, perfection. Name. All right, perfect. Software engineer. I don't know what kind. Brain stopped working. I'm so tired. This caffeine is not hitting right. Not that it's a lot because it's tea, but every time I get coffee, I'm like, oh! So I'm not used to that amount of caffeine. That's good. That's good. And they've applied to 71.5. Okay, cool. I am reviewing a software engineer resume. What are the keywords and qualifications? I have to figure out what kind of software engineer they are first. Is it front end? Is it back end? Is it side end? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully y'all like these kind of videos. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out. Algorithm is a brutal beast that I truly don't understand, but I do understand software engineering. Resumes. Couldn't code worth anything myself. So they have applied to 75 to 1, which isn't enough of a sample size, especially because it's probably done during December, which was this was submitted at the very beginning of the year, and December's so weird in recruiting. It's up is down and down is left, and left is potatoes. So what we're going to be looking for primarily this is to find out what kind of software engineer they are. Let's see. So this is too long. All right, so maybe they're looking for an internship. So here's partly my problem with this is internship resumes have to be fundamentally different than actual full-time position resumes, especially for bachelor's-like stuff. They will, what you need on one is not what you need on the other, weirdly enough. So I'm going to judge it based on if you're getting your first full-time job that is not an internship. Because after just looking at this real quick, it seems like you're fine getting internships. So, first, I'm going to try to find out what kind you are. Software engineer. So, implemented in NoSQL. These are keywords, but they don't need to be bolded. Node.js, so you're either full stack or front end. Collaborate with the Git, UI, UX. Okay, so React, Material, HTML. All right, so please don't bold these. Stop bolding these. These are the right words, but we will find them. Let's see, HTML, CSS. Okay, so this is probably front end, which I think I have a copy of saved. Do I have? So if this is a front end position, let me see what we are going to be looking for here, which is going to be this stuff right here. So I do see JS, which does work. I see a SQL. Any SQL is fine, truthfully. I see Git, which is it? It looks like you're pretty solid on the keywords. UI, UX can be one. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, these are well written. I think you stand a very good chance. Engineer, PHP, Git, CI/CD, which is correct. Docker and Kubernetes, scalable, full stack code. Yeah, I actually think this is relatively good. I'm not the biggest fan of bolding, but this might be the one resume that actually got most of it right. Well, kind of, because MongoDB is important. I've seen it in a lot of places, but I don't know if you need to bold it, and it kind of makes it harder to read what you need because there's so much bolding. So I think you do have an accurate grasp of what you should bold, which, good job, but there's too much of it. And when there's too much bolding, it makes it meaningless. Because now I'm going to miss the UI UX. Now I'm going to miss the full stack.